before. Searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking a breath, still in your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. You'll feel the dream, can't you see it getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel it, gonna take it over. It's fire, it's fever, it's flooding up. It's the preacher and the poet, and you're not devotion. There's something breaking at the brink of every wall that's holding on that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go? It's covered in all the colored lights. Runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down. The sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show. Colossal we come, these renegades in the ring. When the lost get found, every crown slips. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. It's blinding out, shining everything that you know. Just surrender, cause it's coming and you wanna go. It's covered in all the colored lights. Runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, intoxicating you. Oh, this is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down. The sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show. It's everything you ever want. It's everything you ever need. It's here right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. It's everything you ever want. It's everything you ever need. It's here right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. This is where you wanna be. It's covered in all the colored lights. Come on. Runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true. It's taking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show. It's covered in all the colored lights. Runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true. It's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't back down. And the stars can't stop us now. Watching it come true. It's taking over you. Everything you want is right in front of you. And you see that the impossible is coming true. The walls can't stop us now. The walls can't stop us
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or good afternoon, and welcome to our program. I am Chief Master Sergeant Charlie Anderson, and you just heard from Technical Sergeant Melissa LaCour and Staff Sergeant Rachel Coleman. And of course, this is our commander and conductor, Captain Kristina Marzi. On behalf of General Mark Kelly, the commander of Air Combat Command, we are proud to present for your entertainment the United States Air Force Heritage of America Band. I see they are standing ready. To honor America, please rise as you are able for the presentation of the colors by the Honor Guard from the American Legion, Chapter 108, and the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Chapter 7339, from right here in Franklin. And join us in singing our national anthem. seated. That was glorious. I could hear a couple of trained singers out there and a lot more enthusiasm. I like this. Before we get too far along in our program, I wanted to let you know that I will be introducing the program from the stage, and then that will give you a chance to meet some of the airmen along the way. Also, as you walked in, I hope you were able to see that we have a QR code that you can actually download our program and find out some more information about our performers. And on the very last page of that program, you find a link to our website. So if you want to take pictures for your personal use and post them to our Facebook page, then you are welcome to do so. So we'll begin our program in honor of Women's History Month. We begin with music by the American composer Julie Giroux. She wrote this piece at the request of Dr. Andrea Strauss, who's the conductor of the Terrawinds, for a performance at the Midwest Clinic in Chicago. As implied by the title, Just Flyin, the piece is really fast. And tonight's performance is dedicated to the Air Force's first female fighter pilot, and also the first woman to conduct a U.S. Air Force combat wing, command a combat wing, Major General Jeannie Leavitt. And for those of you who are interested in this sort of thing, her aircraft was the F-15E Strike Eagle, and she's flown more than 300 combat hours. This is Just Flyin. brand new arrangement of an old favorite, Shenandoah. This arrangement is by Omar Thomas. And this arrangement recalls the beauty of the Shenandoah Valley, not as we imagine it, bathed in golden sunlight, but this time blanketed by low-hanging clouds and experiencing intermittent periods of heavy rainfall. There will be a few moments where the sun attempts to come through, but ultimately the rain wins out. Speaking of new, for much of tonight's program, we have a special guest conductor, Second Lieutenant Jay Sconyers from Swainsboro, Georgia. He is brand new to the Air Force. He's only been in just since December, and this is his first concert band tour with the Air Force Band program. He is the flight commander and associate conductor of the U.S. Air Force Band of the West at Lackland Air Force Base in Texas. He brings to the Air Force a wealth of experience from academia and also from professional performing ensembles, both within the United States and from around the world. We are very lucky to have him with us this week. Would you please welcome to the stage Second Lieutenant Jay Sconyers. So that was the Children's March, Over the Hills and Far Away, by the Australian composer Percy Grainger. He wrote that arrangement. It was one of his first arrangements for the military band when he was a soldier in the U.S. Army during the First World War. So next we are proud to feature one of our outstanding airmen as a soloist. Airman First Class Sean White is from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. He is fluent in Italian. He's a certified dive instructor, and he's formerly a Division I student athlete at the University of North Florida. Go Ospreys. His event was cross-country running with a personal best time in the 5K of 15 minutes and 18 seconds. His time in the mile was 4 minutes, 21 seconds. And now he plays clarinet in the band. So he got his bachelor's degree there and his master's degree from Northwestern University. This is just one example that demonstrates the extraordinary talent, education, and training of airmen in career fields all across the Air Force. And he's going to be performing a piece called Solo de Concours by Henri Rabot, and I apologize for butchering the French pronunciation. This is a spectacular showpiece that was originally written for the 1901 Paris Conservatoire contest. Please welcome Airman First Class Sean White. next piece is Astrarium by Peter Van Zandt Lane. He is an American composer of acoustic and electroacoustic music and is currently on composition faculty at the University of Georgia. And in the spirit of the season, go Dogs. The title refers to a type of complex astronomical clock invented by Italian engineer and astronomer Giovanni de Dondi in the 14th century. And like many inventions, this one had a purpose: to solve a problem. In this case, beyond the simple measurement of time and dates, to actually predict the apparent celestial movements of the sun, moon, and planets. And even in modern times, as we come up with new ideas, new technology, and new solutions, innovation allows us to stay ahead of the toughest problems. For example, how can I find out the score? Seriously, your Air Force and Space Force have some of the best minds in America working to discover solutions to problems that most of us haven't even imagined yet. And so we dedicate this piece to those who have made innovation part of our everyday lives. This is Astrarium. Baba Yetu by a composer named Christopher Tin. Baba Yetu is the theme song for a 2005 video game, Sid Meier's Civilization 4. It was the first video game song to actually win a Grammy. So our next piece is it's a song from an album that was recorded by Kristin Chenoweth back in 2011. The album takes her fans on a musical walk through some of the lessons that she's learned from life. I Was Here is the first song on that album. It expresses the common desire to do something that matters and to leave one's mark on the world. Playing the role of Kristin Chenoweth this evening is Technical Sergeant Melissa LaCour from Garner, Iowa. She got her degree at Wartburg College, go Knights, and has been with the band since 2011. She's deployed several times, and it turns out she's a master of innovation herself, and she's found several positive ways to improve our working conditions. She is currently in charge of our supply shop, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what new ideas that she brings to the effective management of government equipment. Please welcome to the stage Technical Sergeant Melissa LaCour.
Like initials called in an old
We are leaving our mark on the world. Since the launch of the Space Force in December 2019, our airmen and now our guardians look upward to a new horizon. Yes, to keep us safe, but also to ask, what's out there? Who is out there? Are we alone in the universe?
There are secrets on a leaf, in the water, in the air, hidden planets, tiny worlds, all invisible. Not a person seems to know, not a person seems to care. There is no one who believes a thing I say. Well, I'm very certain at one time or other, great thinkers all feel this way. I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. I found magic, but they don't see it. They all call me a lunatic. Okay, call me a lunatic. If I stand on my own, so be it. 'Cause I have wings, yes, I can fly around the moon and far beyond the sky. And one day soon, I know there you'll be. One small voice in the universe, one true friend in the universe. Who believes in me? I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. My own planets and stars are growing. Alone in the universe, no one notices anything. Not one person is listening. They don't have any way of knowing. Nobody knows that I have wings. Yes, I can fly around the moon and far beyond the sky. And one day soon, you will hear my plea. One small voice in the universe, one true friend in the universe. Please believe in me. During World War I, the U.S. changed the way of war when the fixed-wing aircraft came on the scene. This marked one of the greatest evolutions in warfare tactics technology.
We established higher ground in World War II when the skies marked the ultimate vantage point.
We pushed the envelope in 1947 when the Air Force became its own military branch, and in turn, a leading superpower.
We continued to break new ground in scientific exploration and air power. We looked beyond our atmosphere and began to travel into space.
At the close of the 20th century, we established ourselves as the most advanced Air Force in the world, activating the first GPS system and launching the first unmanned aircraft.
And in 2019, the Space Force was established to defend the ultimate higher ground. They stand ready every day, always above, so that we are no longer alone in the universe.
One small voice in the universe, one true friend in the universe. Who believes in me?
opportunity to invite you to find and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, so that you can keep track of the next time that we might be in this area, and also you can see what we're up to. And as I mentioned before, please feel free to tag us in any posts or photos that you might make this evening. Our next piece is by a British composer born in Liverpool, probably not related to the Beatles. This is Kenneth Hesketh. He began composing while he was a chorister at Liverpool Anglican Cathedral. He completed his first orchestral work at the age of 13 and got his first formal commission at the age of 19. But of course his career did not really take off until he attended the University of Michigan in the USA. The Masque, short for masquerade, is a form of revel in which the mummers or masked folk come with torches blazing into the festive hall, uninvited of course, and invite the company therein to dance. In this music, which showcases our airmen performing at the top of their game, and we'll hear how the different sections compete and cooperate to create something that is bigger than the sum of its parts. So while you are keeping a stiff upper lip, we give you colorful scoring and a dash of wildness in the hopes of inviting your hearts to dance along. This is The Masque by Kenneth Hesketh. song from the heart from the 1965 Broadway musical Man of La Mancha. Our singer this evening is Staff Sergeant Rachel Coleman from Friendswood, Texas, a graduate of both Baylor, go Bears, and the University of Missouri, Kansas City, go Bruins. She's got her master's degree in opera performance. She's been with us since 2018, and she's deployed to entertain coalition forces in Southwest Asia, and she's even performed for the Afghan evacuees who've been relocated to the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, Staff Sergeant Rachel Coleman. years ago, the impossible dream was powered flight. American composer Stephen Bryant, who lives over in Durham, wrote Wings That Work in celebration of the dedicated inventive spirit of Orville and Wilbur Wright. This piece evokes the joy and triumph and success made possible by years of trial, error, and persistent effort. And without their failures and successes, of course, we would not have an Air Force or convenient cross-country travel. Wings That Work celebrates the spirit of scientific inquiry and invention that is so highly valued by the Air and Space Force, and the sustained effort required to realize such aspirations. This is Stephen Bryant's Wings That Work. tradition and our way of life. We are your sons. We are your daughters. We are proud to serve, and we are here for you, and we have your back. As individuals, although we are striving to find our best role in life and to make our mark on the world, to find our corner of the sky, but as members of this awesome team, the United States Air Force, the United States Space Force, we will continue to grow and change and adapt and even anticipate the new and unexpected challenges. We want you to know that this country is in good hands.
We always start and end our performances the same way, by honoring America and the men and women who fought to make it free. So while we started our show with our national anthem, we're going to close it with another anthem of sorts. So if you feel inclined to stand and sing along, please join us as we perform God Bless the USA. If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my family by my side, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget one
you all being here. It has been so fantastic to be here with you all this afternoon at the Smoky Mountain Center for Performing Arts in Franklin. You all have a fabulous community, and this has been a fabulous audience. So thank you all for coming out and spending a little time with us. I've got a couple of thank yous that I have to say, that I get to say, because while we are the Air Force, it does take an Army to get us into your community. Joint Force, you can see that we take all services up here. It's not just about the Air Force. I also do have to point out, because I get this question. Oh yes. So I always get this question afterwards. The y'all is authentic. I grew up about 100 miles from here, just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. So it's nice to be back down in this part of the country. So again, I just got a couple folks that I'd like to thank this afternoon. Our sponsor today is the Arts Council of Macon County with Bobby Cantino and Director Scott Corbin. Thank you all so much for having us out here. I also want to make sure we thank the technical directors here at the Performing Arts Center, Logan, Adam, and Joel, for helping us out, getting us set up, and letting us use all your cool toys. I also want to give another thank you to the Combined Honor Guard from the American Legion and the VFW for presenting the colors for us. Thank you guys so much. It's always great to have the presentation of the colors as a part of our program. One of the nice things about what we do in the Air Force and getting to tour around the country is we get to go into areas where we have friends and family. Those who have served know that sometimes we have to serve in areas that are far from home, far from people we know, and we get the pleasure every now and again to be close to friends and family. We've got some folks in the audience tonight, so I just want to point them out. So you met Lieutenant Sconyers earlier this evening, and as Chief Anderson mentioned it, he is our newest member with us on stage tonight, and he has several friends and family here to help celebrate his first concert band tour. So Lieutenant Sconyers' family and friends, thank you all so much for being out here today. Another member of the band, Staff Sergeant Hillary Zirkle, has family in the area as well, so her aunt and uncle are in the audience. Thank you all so much for coming out and hearing us. And while Lieutenant Sconyers is celebrating his very first concert band tour with us in the Air Force, we have someone in the band who is celebrating his very last concert band tour with us. I know, after over 20 years of service, Technical Sergeant Mike Henrie in the back over there. He is going to be retiring soon, and he has a whole bunch of family in the audience who is here today to help celebrate this milestone in his life. So thank you to the family Henrie for coming out. Well, we've come to my favorite part of the program, and this is where we get to honor those who have served and their family members. So for this next piece, I know y'all were just standing on the last one. Y'all get a chance to stand again. So when you hear your service song of either someone who you served, a family member served, or is currently serving, please stand so that we might recognize you as we perform our salute to armed services. All right. We're going to start with the Army. First of all, So we do have one more piece for you all before we bid you farewell this afternoon. The most important piece we played on the program, we played at the beginning, and that is our national anthem. The second most important piece that we're going to play is coming up right now. Made your national march by an act of Congress in 1958. But before I tell you what piece it is, we've got a special moment, a special surprise. We're going to have a guest conductor for this piece on the occasion of the end of his career with the Air Force. So Technical Sergeant Mike Henrie. He is going to conduct you all tonight John Philip Sousa's The Stars and Stripes Route.
Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Be safe on the way home. Good game.